Many fanboys.
Oh, welcome everybody, and welcome back to a very special edition of the Cultured Cabbage. Yes, this week we do not bring you a review nor a weekly update. No, we have something very special for you guys. We have a nice little discussion ahead of us. This was a suggestion by my friend Jacob. Say hello, my friend Jacob.
Hello. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
And along with us, we have my boy Karl. Say hi, Karl.
Hi, Karl.
You never fail. You never fail to
Yeah.
amuse my friend.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys can gauge by the title of this video that we're not here to review a TV show, movie, or anything like that. No, we're here to talk about just something we enjoy, our favorite characters in fiction.
Yeah,
That is
the ground is open for any type of discussion, really.
Yeah.
There's no genre specific.
No, this will be an all-around discussion of just some of our favorite fictional characters, and the ground is open for all of us. Like the sky's the limit from here. So, oh boy, where do we go from here? I guess let's start off with this. I'm sorry if you guys heard that in the background. Some freaking maniac just sped by in their muscle car.
Yeah, I need to say DJ lives in the rough side of town.
Hey, you know, I'm gangsta as gangsta can be. Word up.
Yeah, I hope I don't run into you.
Yo, I might pop you with a pencil. I don't know.
You
Steal
couldn't-
my pencil?
You couldn't get yourself out of a trash area, you dunce.
Oh, you know I would have gotten myself out of there. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, you also would have broken something too, you dunce.
Hey, I had the guts to do what nobody else would do. Something, you know what? If we go along the trend of doing these discussion episodes, we should just do a discussion of where we just talk about some of our favorite stories together, just as friends.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be a fun time. But we're not here to do that right now. We're here to do favorite characters of all time. So I feel like, even though it's a very simple question, it's a very daunting task because we might as well just go right here. What is our favorite characters of all time?
Okay, there are a few up there, right? I think all of us can agree Batman is something.
Very much so.
I agree.
Batman is up there. It's generic, but yes, Batman is up there.
Yeah, it's just our channel casually, or sorry, it's a different channel.
Jacob, are you working for the enemy?
No.
I think something's afoot here. Karl, take some notes on this. Take some notes on this.
Jacob, we're cutting your pay.
No, you're cutting the $0 I get paid. No,
We're gonna give you negative $12 bills.
No more cookies for you.
Oh,
You can no longer go to DJ's house to get some cookies.
No,
Nah,
my monthly cookies are gonna go away.
no more cookies. But yeah, so let's just rattle off some of our favorite characters here. Then we can go into details. Obviously, Batman's one of them. We love Batman. He's great. The Arkham games are great. We've read a lot of Batman comics. We read Batman Hush. We read White Knight. I feel like I'm missing
actually.
both were great. Am I missing any oh yeah, I got Jacob and Karl to read Batman versus Predator with me. That was awesome.
Took bloody forever, but
It did. But it worked out. We should read the sequel sometime.
Isn't that by the
Yeah,
same?
maybe
Isn't
not.
that not by the same guy?
No clue. But yeah, Batman's up there.
Best. What are some of your favorite Batman stories? We mentioned a few, but
I've always said my personal favorite Batman story. I've always said this, and I'm gonna stick by it. A Long Halloween. I I
for
I I,
me,
I
for me, it'd
I
probably be
really
year
dig
one.
Long Halloween because it's almost like a hush. Gosh, I can barely speak. I need to hush. Uh, it's almost like a hush situation where it's like one, there is a mystery villain, and two, it's a great showcase of a lot of Batman's rogues gallery, which a hero is only as good as his villain. So having a nice showcase of some of the best Batman villains out there is really fun, and I just like the idea of the Holiday Killer, just in general.
I would say Batman Year One's my favorite.
Year one
Uh,
is a classic.
because it it has a lot of artistic style to it. Also, not to mention simple storytelling, which is easy to follow, and it sets up a lot that really just prepares you for the rest of Batman's history. Puts it all in context. So that's the reason why it's my favorite.
What's your favorite Batman story, Paul?
Only Place of Dying. That is my favorite Batman story.
Interesting. Got any reasons why?
It's the introduction to Tim Drake. That's why.
Because you're a mark. You're a mark. Vanilla Robin.
Yeah, well, Damien, not
Hey,
Damien.
Dick
Damien
Grayson's up.
sucks.
Hey,
Keep
yo.
talking. Keep talking while you still have your
Hey,
job.
Dick's our favorite. Wait a second.
Uh, but
You
Tim
want to
was
rephrase
the
that a little bit?
No. Because Dick is our favorite.
He's my favorite character.
Dick is my favorite Robin. He's Jacob's favorite Robin. Tim is of course Carl's favorite Robin.
I
You guys
terribly
both
do
know
not.
that.
Go ahead.
You both know that he's my favorite. What we're gonna say?
Big Damian Wayne fan.
Oh, I also like Damian Wayne.
Carl does not.
I just think it's a little shit. That's all I think.
Part of the appeal.
Which actually perfect orchestrated because I recently had seen the Batman Superman, the Battle of the Super Sons movie. And Wonder Girl, who literally they all voted to not have Damien on the team of the Teen Titans.
It's got to be a
You know,
little racist to Middle Eastern people, honestly.
Nah,
you
he
know,
just sucks.
he literally says, "You don't know how to work with me." It
No.
wasn't until he and John saved the Watchtower from I won't spoil who the bad guy is, but was he allowed on the team? He was like, I'll think about it. I got a prior engagement. He had to go to John's baseball game.
No love for Jason though. No love for Jason Todd. Hey man,
I liked his one movie he was in.
I mean, I like Jason Todd. I just don't like him as much as the others.
But Tim's still the best.
Hard disagree. But
Uh,
regardless, this is a discussion, not a debate. Um,
technically, a debate is a discussion.
yes, but a discussion is not a debate.
Who says it isn't?
I do, because I redefined the word.
Touche. I don't want us to keep trudging on Batman, but obviously we'll move past it here. But while we're on the topic, who is your guys' favorite Batman villain?
Well, that's a difficult one. I'd say it's probably somewhere in between. Like I've always been a big fan of like whenever the not the Joker, but like someone like Two-Face is used.
Two-Face? Two-Face is good. Always love me some Harvey Dent. What about you, Carl? You got a favorite?
Thinking.
All right. Well, while you do that, I'll talk about my favorite. Um, Mr. Freeze. I love Mr. Freeze. He's a great villain. Although I do hold a great soft spot in my heart for Man Bat.
And that sucks.
Excuse me.
You seem to like a lot of characters that have the man in front of them.
Hey, to be fair, in the Amalgam universe, Man Bat thing was a real thing.
You also have a thing of saying thing too.
It's clobbering time.
I love
But
that. Like our old episode, you probably go back and watch it. I wouldn't suggest it, but
The Fantastic Four review.
the Fantastic Four review.
That was good. That was a decent movie.
Yeah,
Not
way
bad.
better than Fan Forster.
Oh yeah. And I'd probably say it's better than Rise of the Silver Surfer.
why is it so
But-
It's the best Fantastic Four movie. Good job.
But
that's
I guess
it's not by a high margin though. It's
Yeah,
not that good.
Not really. But go ahead, Carl.
it is a newer villain, but I just like the stories being told with him. I like Failsafe.
Really? Out of nowhere pick. You know what, Carl? I dig it. I dig it.
It's a story. It's a character in a story I have never seen before.
I respect it. I respect
You-
that choice.
Do you know the story of Failsafe?
Nah, dude, I don't keep up.
Failsafe is what if you two remember the Tower of Babel storyline, right?
Yeah.
And Superman as the Justice League as Batman, what's your failsafe? Like, what's your countermeasure if you ever go evil? He made an evil he made a robot take him down.
That's actually pretty crazy.
And now
Wow.
it's trying to kill Batman, and his secondary failsafe was Batman of Zuenhall.
Can't believe that wasn't your choice for favorite Batman villain.
Well, thing is, I wasn't thinking of that. Also, I didn't remember that character, so
Surprised no one here picked the Batman who laughs because we love him.
Oh,
No.
he is a character that's been run into the ground and is
I hate
happily
that
gone,
character.
but then got resurrected as a female version.
Still didn't make it good.
Because that's all comic fans want. Females, but not in the way you think.
Like,
A character that I know it's still DC, but I love basically the entire cast of Watchmen.
Watchmen is good. Great choice. Is it generic to say Rorschach's probably my favorite Watchmen character?
I guess it's kind of generic.
He's cool though.
Yeah, he's cool, but he's kind of a little.
Not there, but
I mean, by day he goes out and says that the world is going to fall down. So it's that definitely, but I'd say Dan Dreiberg is one of my favorites. And I know I said earlier I said you're weird for liking I like Dr. Manhattan. It's one of my favorites.
Dr. Manhattan is a great choice.
What about you, Carl? Do you like it? Who's your favorite character?
I really don't have a favorite Watchmen character.
Fair enough.
That actually I probably bring that up we're not talking about today, but in best comics of all time, period. I put that there. Daredevil and comics is one of my favorites.
Ooh.
Spider-Man. Oh, I mean, like, how could you not love Spider-Man?
Who doesn't love Spider-Man?
People who don't You know, people who don't,
Like
people who don't have brains. You know,
Spidey hasn't had always 10 out of 10 stories, but gosh dang, is he one of the best written characters in all of Marvel? I dare say the best written.
he's definitely a unique character.
Yeah.
I'm actually the point is he's not unique.
He's a normal person.
Yeah, I made a mistake in saying that because he's not a unique person. He's just like everyone else.
He
Works
just happens
regular
to have
jobs,
superpowers.
just for supervised.
Really cool superpowers, but
Yeah, I
you
think
know
that
what? While we're at it, I feel like since our channel is mostly just comic based, let's just all three of us just rattle off our favorite comic book characters. That way, I feel like we'll cover ground a lot faster. Because we could devote an entire video to just our favorite comic book characters. Let's be honest.
so my first choice is going to be Nightwing.
Nightwing.
One of my favorite characters in comics. I would say that up there is also Batman. Um, I don't know. It's very like the ones I choose are little. I like some newer characters. Like I could mention multiple writers, but
Mhm.
I have a hard time mentioning like, single characters, which is weird because with anime characters, I could probably mention like 50 of them.
All right, then. Let's give you a minute to simmer on that, Jacob. Then we'll come back to you. Carl, just favorite comic book characters in general.
Well, I do like I said, I really do like Tim. Um, one that technically is a DC is a comic book character because he has appeared in a few comics, but he didn't start there. Was I really like Ben? Ben is one of my favorite characters.
Interesting. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think
Oh, I'm gonna bounce
after
the question back to you. What do you?
Me?
go ahead.
Our beloved host.
Oh Lord. Too many to count. Um, I'll just rattle off like all my favorites real quick. I'll double back to some of them, but also like Carl to finish his really quickly. Unless that
Um,
was your last one.
no, I think I had one more. I forgot to say. Um, no, because I think that's it. Maybe I'll think of a few more while you talk, DJ.
All right, all right. So Ben 10 and Tim Drake. Those are a couple of your favorites there. So when it comes to some of my favorite comic characters, oh boy, here we go. The Flash for a long time was my favorite character of all time. Love the Flash, specifically Barry Allen. Wally is cool, but Barry Allen is just who I grew up with. I love Barry Allen. For as much as I joke about it, I actually legitimately do like Man Thing. He's really cool, and I like the Eldritch, like horror aspect to him, like the Lovecraftian aspects to him. Carl, put that thumb down. Uh, Ghost Rider. Carl's iffy on Ghost Rider, but just uh, and I guess this character also kind of fits within the same vein, like archetype as Ghost Rider. Spawn. Uh, I mean, I bought the whole freaking 50-issue compendium for Spawn, so I must like them. Him and Ghost Rider are really cool. They're just like at times they are extremely edgy, but they're just the epitome of like the cool, like oh crap characters, when they show up. Batman, I mentioned. Dick is also my favorite Robin. I mentioned Mr. Freeze being my favorite Batman villain. Poison Ivy is also actually up there. She's cool. Man Bat. He'll always have a special place in my heart. Carl, what's with the thumb down? People can't see this. I hope you know that. People can't see
Oh,
that
no, I
that
know. It's just for you, and I have a feeling you'll mention it every time.
you're actively pooping on my characters.
Yes, I'm
Um,
actively teabagging on your character.
Yeah, this guy, the fact that the guy who's trying to roast you chooses the most boring Robin out of all of them.
exactly.
He's also the smartest Robin.
Okay, but he's boring though.
And Moon Girl's the smartest character in Marvel.
That's true though.
You can't do that to me. Not while you can't mute me while we're recording. How dare you?
He's trying to stop hate speech.
But was my statement infactual?
Yes.
According to me, yes.
What the heck, man?
I am the god of this channel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, until one of us usurps you and then starts making it ourselves.
Yeah, boy. But on more the Marvel side, I love Spider-Man. Like I said, who really doesn't? I did mention Ghost Rider. Daredevil is one of them who I've recently fallen, I guess, back in love with. I used to love Daredevil, but I kind of fall off him. But now that I've watched the TV show, he's awesome. A lot of X-Men members. I also really dig the X-Men, so I'll just quickly fire them off.
Oh,
Wolf-
I forgot to mention my favorite X-Men, Gambit.
Gamby?
Gambit, yeah.
Gambit's cool. I like Gambit. Although my favorites have always been Wolverine. I know that's a easy choice, but Nightcrawler, I really like Nightcrawler. Rogue's always been cool. Let's see. You know what? They may be very popular choices, and I would not ever consider them at like the top. But I've always got a great soft spot for the Hulk and Iron Man, because those were my two favorite growing up. Well, along with Spider-Man, I just really like the Hulk, and Armored Adventures was like my life for like a long time when I was a kid.
Did you say life or wife?
Life.
Okay.
Good Lord, Carl, get your ears checked.
Get your mouth checked.
I speak perfectly fine. I speak good English.
Can I send you back
Okay.
to
It's a
kindergarten?
good joke.
No,
I'm actually laughing so hard right now.
I am laughing out loud with lots
I'm
of love.
actually laughing out loud.
I am rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah. You're
Based.
rolling on the floor too. That's crazy.
It's wild. Sabretooth, the Juggernaut, because he's funny. He is
Juggernaut.
the funny line.
Hey, do you remember that time the Juggernaut and She-Hulk had fun times?
She-Hulk smash.
Nothing can stop the Juggernaut.
No one can stop the Juggernaut. Base.
That was pretty funny.
Mystique was always cool, although I felt she was a bit oversaturated in the latter half of the X-Men movies. Mostly Dark Phoenix, but you know, that movie sucked anyway. I also love some more obscure characters. Oh, he's not obscure, but Doctor Doom, my favorite Marvel villain. Ultron's actually up there too. I really like Ultron. Yeah, just any like bizarre, like obscure character. I really dig, like Unicorn, 8 Ball, people like that. Come to think, I don't think I'm missing any major like characters when it comes to my favorites. So there's big rattling off of a lot of them.
I did remember a few while you were talking, DJ.
Sure, go ahead.
I definitely did remember I do like Mr. Stark. I did like Tony for a while. I still kind of do. I definitely like Cap. I always like good old Steven Rogers.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters.
Stevie.
Yeah, Steve Rogers is fun.
Definitely, I definitely think my favorite version was definitely Secret Empire Cap. He was fun.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm totally kidding, guys. I do not think Coffee Cat was a good guy.
Nah, you do.
And I definitely there was one more. Thor. I like Thor.
Oh yeah, Thor. He's cool.
He has Guardian.
Oh yeah,
Who's
and Scott Lang Ant-Man is super
yeah.
underrated.
Oh yeah, he's better than Hank Pym, who slapped his wife once.
To
That
be
was the
fair,
one time, dude. That happened like
Or
50 years ago. People have not forgiven him for it.
or the what was he, Black Ant who liked to spy on super females in the shower.
bro,
It's a quirk, okay? It's a quirk.
nothing's worse than Reed Richards. Okay,
Oh,
so
Reed
chill
Richards
out.
was not a good guy. But at least he didn't use his powers to spy on women.
No, because he was too busy abusing his own.
Not physically, but mentally, though. Didn't he hit her once or something?
Oh,
Probably did.
their relationship was not a good relationship. Sue and Reed.
None of Reed's relationships are good.
Classic 60s relationship, dude.
How many times has he told Ben that he's gonna fix him?
But that kind of reminds me of a conversation between Gwen and Kevin and Ben 10. Kevin promised he'll fix him. He never fixed him.
It's rough, buddy. It's really rough. Um, yeah, Scott Lang Ant-Man. I've actually been reading a lot of the stuff lately, and it's actually pretty entertaining.
His comics?
Yeah,
Huh. I knew he had comics, but I've never known anyone who actually read them.
yeah, they're actually quite entertaining. Yeah, I mean every issue he shows up because it's like the 70s, late 60s. Every like issue he shows up like is I am Ant-Man and I got the suit from Hank Pym. I have a daughter.
It's a good
That,
personality trait. That's like
that's
the Joel thing where he's like, I have a daughter.
I mean that's kind of how like every one of his appearances start because comic fans have the attention span of a goldfish. But other than that, he's actually pretty fun. And to wrap it up, uh I like a lot of Doctor Strange villains. They're cool. Shumagorath, Dormammu, both of them were wasted in movie form. And
Hey, technically, Shumagorath was never in the it was never in a movie.
that is true. That is true. And you know what? Silver Surfer.
He's not a bad guy.
No, but I like Silver Surfer. He's cool.
Silver
Yeah,
Surfer is pretty cool.
that rounds out pretty much my section on like favorite comic book characters. Did you guys have any more you want to put?
American comic book characters. I'd probably add, of course, like a few of yours, like Doctor Doom, people like that. Um, I'm gonna say, I love Apocalypse. One of my favorite characters.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse is one of my favorites, along with Deadshot.
Deadshot is cool, but Bullseye is better.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Um,
I
well,
did think
actually,
of
okay.
another.
There's
Go
the
ahead.
protagonist of Noctera. It's an indie comic, but she's really good. Um,
I did think of two other characters. Really like Kevin. Kevin 11. His story was a very interesting story. I like his. And I like all the entire Alien Force quadruplet. Ben, Gwen, Kevin, and Grandpa Max. Those are four of my favorite characters.
You mean Quartet?
Oh, screw you.
Hey, I take my English very seriously.
And I don't. I'm an American.
Exactly. You don't speak English.
We make English obey us.
Well, um, one of my favorite comics of all time is in general, one of my favorite authors of all time in comics is Tatsuki Fujimoto. Uh, he's done some of my favorites. I'm pretty sure if you followed the anime scene at all, you'd know about Chainsaw Man, and the viewers out there. I love that manga. I I think it's really good. Um, but the art especially, but it's the characters such as you know, Maki, Power, Denji. It's very rare for you to read something without any audio. Like get something without any audio and still feel the relationship between characters. Like Aki, Aki and Denji, like the trio. They're some of my favorite characters. Um, I don't know how to explain, but I also love Fullmetal Alchemist. Is a great one as well. Um, I love Persona 4, but as far as characters go, I like Yukiko a lot. Yosuke. Um, I like most of the cast of it. So really, what it comes down to, I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't know these characters.
No, I actually know some of them. I know some of them.
Yeah. I I love those. I love those stories.
I believe that's
Um,
actually. Oh, finish up. Go ahead.
no. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that's actually a good segue to move away from the comic characters and just to branch out into other forms of media.
Yeah, video games or
Yeah,
shows.
video games, movies, shows, anime, manga.
Okay, a new one for me is Jesse from Breaking Bad. I like him a lot.
Jesse.
Jesse. Jesse, we need to cook.
We need to cook, Jesse.
But Mr. White, what we gonna do?
Oh, Mr. White, your science.
Where's
But,
the money?
Hey, DJ,
What's that?
I didn't know your grandpa sold meth.
It's
White,
funny.
You
It's
can't do
funny
that
because my
old guy
grandpa's name
voice.
is Walter White.
Mm.
Based.
That'd be funny. If your grandpa's name was I don't know if it was Walter White because you never see Jesse. See,
DJ.
a lot of people and of course you have what's his name? I like that show is really good. I'd highly suggest it to anyone because I mean it's a classic at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
But not to mention it's just extremely well written. Um I don't like Skylar very much, but that's not because of like anything that she did. It's because of actually it's because of what she did. Walter is a really interesting character because I was talking about this earlier with Karl, but he like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Thinks he's doing right, but he's actually wrong.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting case study in how someone can change. I love Community. It's another good one. Uh, especially Abed and Troy. Those are some of their characters. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys have watched that one.
Can't say that I have, but it sounds neat.
All right. The Office is another good one.
Some of my favorite shows, characters from shows. I'm just gonna automatically take away shows that are like based off stuff like The Flash and Daredevil. I'm just saying. couple first seasons of the Flash. Peak.
Not the drama-filled bullshit it is now.
Yeah, no, thank you.
That's
But
not
some of my
just-
favorite
That's not drama, that's just bad writing.
show characters, like characters from TV shows. Hmm.
I'd say
Are- Are these just live action TV shows?
could be any TV show.
Okay. The Pines twins from Gravity Falls. Honestly, everybody from Gravity Falls.
In that same vein, I'm actually gonna mention Over the Garden Wall, Wirt.
Um, let's see. Oh, Fang from Primal. Love Fang. She's great.
I love your line April, especially Kosei. Feels very human, how
Mhm.
it's written. I've also drawn him multiple times. But also Ryota, I like him a lot. I feel like the thing with when I mentioned those types of shows is I like all the characters in them basically.
Yeah, when it comes to some of my favorite shows, it's because I like almost all the characters. Like I mentioned, Gravity Falls. Almost everyone I love.
And sometimes we have favorite characters, but like for example, Roy Mustang from Fullmetal Alchemist is one of my favorites.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that like the other characters are bad. Seems like
No,
I like him the most. I don't know, what do you, Carl? Like any TV shows? I know you like watching a lot of crime dramas.
I will say two of my favorite. I like the entire cast, but two of my favorites were definitely Michael Weston from Burn Notice and John Reese from Person of Interest. Their stories are very interesting.
You also
Two
like House, I
ex-militaries.
think. House from
House is a very
Psycho.
fun. House is a very funny character. He is also a pain in the ass, and Sean's just funny. He's also
Oh
the
my
reason
God.
why I.
Okay. I love Indiana Jones in
Uh-huh.
general.
I
Hold
love
your
Indy.
horses.
Indiana Jones is such a good character.
I love Indy.
I was thinking of like when I was thinking of characters that are like sassy, I think of Indiana Jones.
Yeah. He's also the House is also another reason why I dressed up him for Halloween so much, because that's the one day I can be an ass and it'll be perfectly fine.
You see also you're also a fan of like Law and Order.
True, yeah, but some of those characters are not very interesting.
It's more so the
What
plots
what
that
about what about Detective Benson?
They only recently started telling stories with her, and they're okay stories, but I really don't have an interest in her character. I care more about the plots. And that
fair.
I just
Fair.
tune out. Uh, one character I forgot to mention, I do really like Mr. Monk. He is a funny character. You ever seen? Well, he's he's a guy with OCD, so it's very fun to watch him operate. Oh, and the actor's a very good actor. He was the guy who played. He got all the hands stuck on it, like the stuff sticking out of his head in the first Spy Kids movie. I don't remember what his name was. Remember who I'm talking about, DJ?
I've never seen Spy Kids.
Oh,
Are you
never
talking about
mind.
George Lopez?
No.
Dude,
Um,
George Lopez's character in Shark Boy Lava Girl is the best character in the game, or the best character, dude.
Of
In the
course.
movie, dude. No contest.
Kobe
Course.
Chabot was his name, and he was a very interesting. He's a very fun actor.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, team says. Oh yeah, Mordecai and Rigby, regular show. I just love regular
Pretty
show.
much like most of the cast of Adventure Time.
Yeah,
I
Adventure
love
Time's
a
a good
lot of
one.
them.
Oh, I forgot. I did forget one. I really like Generator Rex. Rex was a very fun character.
Very cool. Very
Very
cool.
very fish out of water kind of guy.
What characters actually is a little bit of a different topic. What characters do you guys relate to the most?
Ooh, character
Like
that I relate
and
to.
like how does that affect your view, like how much you like them?
Ooh, characters I relate to. Just in general or in shows?
It could be anything. For me, Kosei. I relate to Kosei a lot. So I immediately connected with him, and to me that made the show better. That happens with things. You relate to the character a lot. You like it more. Other than that, I'd say I relate to. I don't know. I really like Wirt because he reminds me of myself a little bit. Also Dipper. I feel like
All
Dipper
right.
represents a lot of teenagers.
If we're talking about representing like a lot of teenagers,
Or just like like character, like I could see myself doing some of the stuff he does.
yeah,
How he gets along with Wendy and he feels like she's into him, but she's not actually.
yeah,
I've definitely felt that before.
he's technically a teen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean it's relatable stuff that happens all the time.
if you'd asked me a couple of years ago, Dipper would have absolutely been my number one. I related to him on like a spiritual level.
I don't know.
Although, yeah,
Maybe it's because I'm a bit more shy, or not really shy, but socially awkward. But I
mhm,
definitely relate to work more than I guessed I would. Like not wanting to do anything embarrassing because it would be seen as weird.
yeah,
But also like forgetting that people do want to be around me. Um, but generally, I find that characters who are more laid back, like a character like Spike, I can't really relate to from Cowboy Bebop because he's so mysterious. I guess he's such a different personality, but
yeah.
someone like Dipper I can because someone like Dipper or Kosei I can relate to how they deal with situations.
Because a lot
Uh,
of 12-year-olds went through that. You know.
and I feel like even if you're like 15 or 16,
Yeah, yeah.
like like you like a girl, but then she ends up getting with a dude who's definitely like not good for her, like Robbie B, like the stereotypical "Hey nerd, look this
Are you
you're
wearing
with
eyeshadow?
Wendy." Um,
What about you, Carl? Any characters you relate to?
Um, Sean Spencer. He's funny when he needs to be, but if he needs something serious like his girlfriend being kidnapped, uh, it's something serious happens with me, I will be 100% serious. But if I don't need to, I'll be joking with you until you
See,
piss me off.
see, when you said Sean at first, I thought you were talking about Sean from Assassin's Creed.
I have no clue who the hell that guy is.
Sean
oh,
Hastings.
the British guy from the squad, the guy in the chair who always do this. Hey Desmond, you'll go into the Animus.
Oh, that guy.
Desmond, you
No,
must
I'm
run into him.
fine.
Really, really
Fine.
impatient.
Now, okay, now I remember. I'm not that. No, I'm talking about
Oh,
John
Desmond,
Spencer.
dude, Desmond and Ezio.
I,
I love
I can't say I
Ezio.
relate to Ezio, but
I can't.
Desmond is probably one I could potentially relate to.
I just love the
Yeah.
characters in general.
And I just love both.
Altair also. I love Altair.
I would say, yeah, I definitely agree. I kind of do feel like Desmond is like, you really don't want to be here. Why the hell am I here?
Sometimes it'd be like that.
He's like the protagonist. He doesn't know what's going on in the first game. He doesn't know what's going on, so you're just sitting there like, oh, what are you doing to me?
They have more experience with him. But I only played the second through fifth game.
Yeah, you Mark.
Hey, not my fault. It didn't come out on the superior PlayStation 4.
How is it so superior if you can't play Assassin's Creed 1?
You can play
Because
everything else
Ubisoft
on
failed.
it.
Because Ubisoft failed. Yeah, that's story of their life.
Only thing you can do with it is that every other game you get it Altair skin, and that's about it.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
Or costume.
they do the Call of Duty thing where they use the legacy characters, but they don't actually put any work into it.
Yeah. You get the skin each year. So that's neat. I can't really think of a character I directly relate to. although that does bring up another good question. What character would you associate with each other?
What characters would associate?
Yeah, like Jacob, what character would you associate with Carl and I?
Well, DJ, you definitely remind me of Yosuke.
Yeah?
Carl, I don't know. That's the hard one. Um, you remind me of think of because I know characters that remind me of my friends, but I can't really think of one that reminds me of Carl.
Because he's so
Um,
enigmatic.
yeah, it's hard. Your personality's. I'm not saying yours isn't unique, DJ, but like Carl's personality is pretty unique. It's hard to find someone who acts like him. I
We
guess,
love Carl.
yeah, we love you, but I don't know. Can you find a new one? I can't.
I was gonna toss the question to Carl.
Okay, actually, I want to ask, what character would you associate with me? What would you guys associate with me?
Hmm.
Things that
I have something that's very specific, and we were actually just talking about it a second ago, but I have something that's very specific, but I feel like fits.
Okay.
You remind like at times you remind me of Ezio, but at the very, very beginning of Assassin's Creed 2.
You mean like the early Ezio?
Yes. Like before he puts on the robes and everything.
The one that messes around, makes jokes a lot.
Yes.
Mhm.
Where he's sort of he's not as smooth and suave as he would become, but it's definitely there.
That's a pretty specific example. What do you call?
You remind me of the ultimate alien version of Kevin. Because you always like to make jokes, and so did Kevin. Kevin liked to make lots of jokes. And make obscure TV references like you.
I'm trying. I find that I relate a lot to this is gonna be a weird example, but if I were to describe myself as a person, not as socially awkward, but like I would say I'm a lot like Abed from Community.
Interesting.
Because what he does is he makes a lot of pop culture references, but also he's very passionate about things, and he can talk for hours on end about things that don't matter.
Like Chris Rock.
Huh?
I said like Chris Rock. Makes a bunch of pop culture references and talks for hours without actually saying anything.
Like there's a scene where he's at a bar, he's talking to a dude, and then he mentions that he likes a series, or he sees that he likes a series, and he just goes off a bunch just talking about that one thing and mentioning different theories and things like I feel like I do that.
You do kind of do that, but I feel like that's cool.
But other than that, I think in a way um I'm a lot like Kosei. Not completely, but I do see myself in that character. Work also when you rewatch that show, you'll probably see why I associate myself with the character. Um, but I'd say that Carl probably trying to go to my database of Carl reminds me of Aki from Chainsaw Man, and the way that he just he takes nothing, like he doesn't like dealing with that annoying things, but he also cares.
Exactly.
I think that's the best
That
way to
describes Carl
describe
to a
Carl.
T.
Yeah.
I think I have a character that describes you, DJ, since you asked me.
Oh yeah?
'Cause
What do you got?
please, please don't take offense to this, but you remind me of Gwen.
Okay.
Because you can have fun where you need to be, but you're very methodical. Like you need to get something done.
Wait, so I'm the dumb one?
Yes. You're the dumb one who obsesses over his car.
No,
Okay,
that's
I'll
not
take that.
that dumb. Yeah,
I'll
it's not
take that.
that dumb.
He's a
No,
rockhead.
he's supposed to be like the dumb one, isn't he?
More Ben's more the idiot than anyone else. Kevin knows
That- that
alien tech.
That is true. Kevin's not dumb, but
Hmm.
he makes some idiotic choices sometimes. But
Who doesn't?
that is also very true. You know what?
Yeah, I
I dig
say
that
you remind me
answer.
of you remind me of Gwen.
I'm also
Yeah, when I
sarcastic.
DJ, when I said you remind me of Yosuke, it's because Yosuke is like a bro. He's a bro. He'll always be there for you. He's always there for you, but he has his own like sort of things he deals with.
Yeah.
He also like makes a lot of jokes and stuff.
I'm glad to be the not funny man of the group.
But yeah, I think what I mean,
So, yeah.
I could bring up a few examples. Like I feel like we could all think of a character like there's a character named Pierce from Community, old guy, kind of out of touch. Uh, reminds me a lot of my grandpa. Whenever I watch it, I just think of my grandpa.
Whenever I watch my grandpa, I think of Breaking Bad.
You do?
No.
I was gonna say that's a little problematic association then. Whenever my dad, I think of Walter White.
Whenever,
No, actually, when I think of my dad, I like to think of the I like to think of someone who like someone like I'm trying to think because um there are definitely characters that remind me of your dad. Are there any characters that remind you of your dad?
for me specifically,
Because
oh
I need to be very careful. Your dad can hear you.
nah, dude, he doesn't watch this.
Yeah, but nothing can stop me from telling it.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not tattling here.
Not big tattlers here. Trying to think of like someone who reminds me of my dad. That's a tough one because my dad is a lot of things.
Yeah, the thing is you can't just the hard thing is you can't not the hard thing, but the thing is you can't just bring someone down to one character trait.
He reminds me of Darth Vader. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, I've met your dad. Your dad is not that ruthless.
No, he is not.
Your dad gives real Grunkle Stan vibes.
Yes, yes, he is. You know that's a great answer. He is Grunkle Stan, minus like the conning for money part.
I was
Or
gonna
the
say,
or pug trafficking. One of the two.
I was gonna
Or
say, I
teaching
remember,
bears to drive.
but I was gonna say your dad's not a criminal mastermind. Neither is
No,
Stan.
but
I
but but he,
I know are there any characters okay, so for example, um I I have a little brother, of course, you guys will know that.
uh
So for example, I really love, like Komajiro and Komasan from did you ever watch Yokai Watch?
no, I never did watch Yokai Watch. It was always
Um
on when I was asleep.
but I really associated with or I really love I think of my brother, if I were to describe him as anything.
Hmm.
He doesn't fit every character trait, but some Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist. Because
Mm.
Ed is the bigger brother, shorter, which I can relate to. My brother's taller than me. But his brother cares for him deeply and they're really good friends. So in a way, I that's how I kind of see our relationship. He's always looking out for him, but his brother can handle himself.
Yeah.
That's that's the way I really care for him and that I don't know. I just it's the way that I know you have an older sister,
I
uh,
do.
but it's different when you're in the opposite position.
Yeah, because you're the older brother, and I'm the younger brother.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to judge the situation, just like you said. If I had to compare my older sister to someone, you've never met my older sister, have you?
I think I met her once.
Something like
She was the
that.
one with the dyed hair, right?
Well, yeah.
I think I met
Yeah,
her.
you did
Everyone,
meet him once.
everyone in his bloody family minus I think
Whoa.
his dad has dyed hair.
My dad had dyed hair once. He bleached it
Uh,
blonde. If I had to like narrow down my sister, I would put someone like the not stereotypical, but here's some good examples.
Vicky.
No.
Vicky? Wait, are you talking from Fairly Odd Parents?
I mean when I was younger, maybe. When I was younger, definitely. But nowadays I would associate her with someone like Sarah Connor, Ellen
Sarah
Ripley,
Connor's badass. That's pretty cool though.
like Ellen Ripley, Laurie Strode, like the stereotypical just kick ass
Badass female.
like female lead, like in an action or horror movie. I definitely associate her with that because she's a very strong person and definitely gives me those type of vibes. Yeah,
You mean
someone
from
like
the
Sarah Connor or Ellen Ripley.
you mean movies from the 80s, right? Not these newer movies.
Yeah, the '80s ones, not the crap we have nowadays. Although to be fair, Halloween Kills was decent. It was actually pretty good. Lori was
Prob-
cool in that.
Definitely better than Charlie's Angels.
Yes, it was better than Charlie's Angels. Because I never watched Charlie's Angels because they said, straight white men don't watch Charlie's Angels.
Yep. I
And
didn't
then
Why
they
watch it
did
got
they?
either
mad.
because I wasn't.
And then they got mad when straight white men didn't watch Charlie's Angels.
Reminds me of another movie.
I would say though
Ghostbusters?
that
No, I'll tell you off the air.
I have a good example.
Okay.
Mace Hughes. You guys don't know, but from Full Metal Alchemist, a character that really reminds me of my dad, but also because he really cares about his children, but also knows when to get serious
Mm-hmm.
and when to actually get a job done.
You have any characters that remind you of family, Carl? It's not at school, but
Not really. I don't really associate family with TV characters.
that's
Actually,
fair.
no. I will say I could now. I just thought of one. It's because of how kind of story is related to my mother. Somewhat reminds me of Olivia Benson because she's a single mother.
Gotcha. I mean, I was gonna attempt a specifically dark joke if you're fine with it.
Go ahead.
Your father reminds me of my favorite TV character, John Cena.
Can't see him, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you wouldn't. I thought you would get the joke.
now you
I've
put it to it. Now I get it.
I have made you more confused than anything. My job is done.
I think you would have gotten if you said Drax. I might have gotten it a little better.
Which, funnily, both are wrestlers. Let's see here. So we've covered most facets of media. I don't think we ever went deep into video game characters, though.
Or books.
Books,
Um,
books are good. Like I'm talking about like novels here, not comics.
yeah. We can run through books real quick. I've got some favorites.
I love Harry Potter. Especially Neville, from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
He
that reminds me of that freaking edit where it's like, "I'm sorry, Neville," and then Hermione pulls out a
kills.
gun.
Yep. I also love Snape as well. Um, I think Snape is a very well written character. But of course, Honestly, I don't think that Harry Potter's the best character in that series, even though he has a good character arc.
Yeah.
Um, I would say another book series I love is Ender's Game. But that series is like full of realistic characters, but characters you wouldn't want to really know in real life. Except I like Petra, or like like I don't know how to say it. Because like most of the characters are not like great people. The protagonist is, but it's actually just a really well written story. Um, I remember Lewis talked about the movie.
Yeah, he did. I think the last time he was on the show, he talked about the Ender's Game.
Wasn't he
Could be
only
wrong.
on the Back to the Future old episode?
Yeah, he was definitely on that, but I think he had mentioned it. I could be wrong, but
I remember he no, it was an exercise where he showed us
Oh yeah, you're
teamwork.
thinking of a youth an old youth event we did back
yeah,
in the
Yeah,
day. We don't record those.
yeah. Well,
right.
obviously.
We sorry, I just mentioned something from the past. Um, books that I also love what's it called? It's called Bystander, but it's a good book called Bystander about a kid who, you know, he meets someone who you could imagine would actually be a real life bully. Um, and it shows how, how manipulative teenagers can be, how like for example, this is what the kid does. He's all nice around the parents, but
Mhm.
he steals stuff, does all this stuff behind the back,
Yeah.
behind the back of the parents, and acts like he's all goody two shoes. Um, but also like he's disrespectful to the main character. But I feel like anyone could get caught in a toxic relationship like that.
It's very easy.
It's definitely possible to get caught in a toxic relationship like that.
Yeah.
Trying to think though, like because I used to read lots of books.
I have a few characters in mind. Lucy from the Chronicles of Narnia. I thought she
Oh,
was fun.
I love Chronicles. Aslan,
Yeah.
I love Aslan.
Aslan is a great character.
Prince
Um,
Caspian,
Prince Caspian. Um,
such a great character.
I don't know if you guys ever read it or even saw the freaking movie version. But Meg Murray from A Wrinkle in Time.
I never read that book or watched the
Wrinkle in
movie.
Time is an amazing book. I like Meg. I like Miss Who, Miss Where, and Miss Witch. I love the Happy Medium. He's great because he's so just apathetic to everything. It's amazing. And the the main villain of the book.
Oh, with books, I love the most of the cast of It. But speaking of, you're talking about the It.
Yeah,
Most of the cast of It is really good.
which this has nothing to do with that but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. My favorite character in that book is probably it's probably Eddie,
Mm.
or not Eddie. Um, what's his name? Sorry.
While you try to think of that, Carl, any book characters stand out to you?
I've only read one book series in my life that I
Richie,
remember.
got it.
Richie?
Like
Richie Tozier.
I
Gotcha.
remember the Boxcar Kids when I was little. I remember the Treehouse Kids. I think that was their name.
Jack and Annie
No, I
from
meant the book series, not the name of the people. I think that
no
was the name of the
Magic
book.
Treehouse. That was
Ah,
Jack and
Oh,
Annie.
I love Magic Treehouse.
but I think my favorite series I've read recently was a series called Corporal Justice, which is, I hate to say it, a political thriller. But I love the characters of Cal Stokes and Daniel Briggs, two ex-Navy Marines.
Very cool.
Trying to
Although
think,
you mentioning it there, Jacob, reminded me. The last two that we have to talk about is video games and movies. I don't think we really went in depth to either of them. So let's knock some of them out real quick. We won't dwell on them too much since this episode has gone on for quite a while. But let's do some favorite movie characters. You had mentioned Indiana Jones earlier. Indy is also one of my favorites.
Luke Skywalker,
Luke is a classic.
Han Solo, Chewbacca, Leia. I mean, most of the original cast,
Mm-hmm.
especially Lando.
Despite
Uh,
him not doing an awful much compared to the ones you just mentioned, Lando is a good one. Obi-Wan.
I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin. That's a good one.
I'm not really a big fan of Padme.
I'm not a big fan of the other members of like the Jedi Council. I mean, I love Yoda.
Mundi. Mundi's so cool.
He was like a horrible person.
That's true, but
If we're going to like extended stuff, Plo Koon. I love Plo Koon.
I
He's
love
awesome.
Plo Koon.
He's
Plo
base.
Koon has a wavering sense of, I guess, a wavering sense of loyalty, but also
Yeah.
like cares about all his troops.
And she technically wasn't in a movie, but Ahsoka's great.
I love Ayla Secura.
Ayla
Mostly, I don't
Secura.
think this counts as from the comics, but like her arc from the comics is really good. And
Yeah.
if you take that context and put it in the movie, she's probably one of my favorite characters
Mm-hmm.
of all time. in Star Wars.
General Grievous. I have a soft spot for Grievous.
We might want to edit this one down for time.
Yeah. Don't worry, we got this. Most of the characters from the first Jurassic Park are really good.
Yeah.
I love Alan Grant. I love Ian Malcolm. Sadler. I love Sadler.
The
kids
T-Rex
are
is the
alright.
best character though.
Nah, dude. The Triceratops who like pooed a
Died.
bunch. Well, you don't like the screaming kids though?
What about Hammond?
Hammond's an interesting one.
Not a big fan of Hammond.
I'm a fan of Hammond. He's always meant well, but he's also responsible for a lot of bad decisions.
Hold on to your butts.
Freaking
Arnold.
Dennis Nedry. No. Dodson.
We got Dotson here. We got
Wait.
Dotson.
See, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You know what? I can't remember their names. It's Quint, Chief Brody, and what's the third guy's name from Jaws?
I don't like that movie, I'll be honest.
I know you don't like Jaws, but the three the three, like the main trio in Jaws are really good. Like that scene they have in the boat near the end of the movie is really good. Karl, you have any favorite movie characters you want to show?
I really liked what was his name? Trying to think of his name. I had him a second ago. I hate to say it, I just did finish the trilogy. I just finished the Transformers movies, but I did like Optimus. Optimus
I
was
love
always a fun
Optimus
character.
Prime.
I didn't
Optimus.
even watch the Transformers movies.
Oh,
I realized one character I forgot to mention during our TV segment. I really did like Lucifer. Lucifer was a very fun character.
That's good.
But
best actually, who's the best Transformer?
Bumblebee.
I think it's either Ratchet or Bumblebee. I think
yeah, Optimus. Optimus always.
Optimus is really good, but I guess other characters. Optimus is the best answer, but the other two are pretty good as well.
I like
Ra-
Bumblebee.
But I'm surprised. Here's one I thought DJ would have said.
What?
I like Marty.
Oh,
Marty
that's a good
McFly.
one. Marty and Doc are good ones.
Did you know that Marty McFly has the odious complex?
What's the odious complex? Do tell.
It's I think it was by Sigmund Freud that everyone wants to do their mom at some point. That's it's a meme. It just goes down to that.
Bad, Jacob.
Speaking,
Bad.
they actually
Oedipus complex is
to tangent for a second before we go into video games. I will say it was nice to see on Twitter that uh Michael J. Fox and then whoever played Doc in Back to the Future got back together at New York Comic Con a few weeks ago.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, they both got together, and hate to
That's
say it,
great to
Michael J.
hear.
Fox ain't looking so good.
He
That's
is
just
he has seen better days, but it's glad to see them reunite. Oh, also, I really need to mention this horror shotgun real quick because I take me some horror movies. Michael Myers, classic. He's had some iffy points, but you know I really like Mikey.
Oh, Mikey, I love the TMNT character.
We're not talking about the TMNT right now. Shredder's the best though.
It's Donnie.
Although my favorite Ninja Turtle was always Leo.
You're boring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is
better.
but to be fair, Donatello is the Tim of the group. So
Yeah.
yes, you're the boring one.
What? No.
Also, Carl, why are you like twisting a Jack in the Box?
try to speed you up so you go through your list so we get to the video game characters.
I know. But yes, Ghostface is all right. Leatherface, when you take him, if you watch, what's it called? Evil Explained, I believe that's what it's called. I could be wrong. Or Evil Analysis, something like that. Their episode on Leatherface, really interesting, and it goes deep into the character. And I feel like it's a really good watch, and it really makes you appreciate the crafted horror of Leatherface. And finally, Jason Voorhees and the Predator. I love them both. They're two of my favorite characters of all time. What's not to love? Video games. Rad them off, boys.
Okay. I already mentioned earlier, but Persona 4. I love that game. All the characters in it. Assassin's Creed. I love most. I love
Yeah,
like
it's
a lot of the
Altair.
new characters. I like a lot of the characters now. BioShock. I really love like Booker and Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, also Andrew Ryan. That's one of the games I'd suggest everyone to play. Is the BioShock games because they're pretty interesting. But it like offers like a interesting ideology that doesn't work out, but we see like the bad parts of it. Trying to think. Because I play a lot of video games. But sometimes I don't focus on the characters, sometimes I focus on the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I really love I feel like game. It's supposed to be like a drama. Oh, Batman, of course, counts as a video game character. Yeah, we could do that one. I love Phoenix Wright. One of my favorites. Dante is fun as well.
Dante from Devil May Cry.
Sub-Zero. Ryu.
I didn't know you liked Ryu, Jacob.
Whoa. Two like
Crazy. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Some of my
Knuckles.
favorites. Shadow as well. Sonic. You don't even know.
I am
Anyways,
Jason Griffith.
And then Fallout New Vegas. I really love most of the characters in that game. Like most of the main faction villains. A lot of good characters. Especially the King. The Kings are the best characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got a copy of Elvis. We're gonna keep this section a little short, but my last thing I'm gonna mention is Halo, the Halo protagonist of himself,
What's his
Master Chief.
name?
Master Chief, dude, or John if you want to call him that.
Whoa.
So he's
Yeah.
not the Mandalorian.
No,
Sad. What are
Okay,
some of your
your
favorite?
turn.
Oh, my turn. Oh,
I thought I'd let you go ahead, DJ.
how generous of you, Carl. Well, I've always said that my favorite Pokemon was Gengar, so I got to throw him in there, even though it's not technically a character, but I feel like it works good enough for me. Gonna run through like the Nintendo Gauntlet here. Donkey Kong, that's my dude, that's my guy. King K. Rool. Samus and Ridley from Metroid. I've always really liked Daisy from Mario. She's fun. Yoshi, love Yoshi.
I love Yoshi.
You know what?
Oh,
Yoshi is the character I relate to because I'm always carrying people on my back.
I forgot to mention the greatest video game franchise, The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
My,
Legend of Zelda has a lot
how
of
did I forget my favorite?
Legend of
Link, of
Zelda has a
course. Link and
lot of good
Midna,
characters.
Navi, Zelda. In
No,
general, I love a lot of the characters. Quirky people.
yeah, my favorite character is the protagonist, Zelda, and whoever the heck Zelda's trying to save. I can't remember the princess's name. Probably something stupid.
Um, Crash Bandicoot,
Based.
Spyro. I love those two.
I thought you were saying that Crash Bandicoot is who Zelda is trying to save.
No,
That would be
Uh,
based.
that has one of my Zelda franchise has like some of the best characters in gaming.
All joking aside, that is very much true. I mean, Link is a classic. Zelda slash Tetra from Wind Waker, I always thought was cool. Minda is a great, is the greatest like partner in the Zelda games. Like the greatest sidekick, I guess, if you want to put it like that.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Like I like Minda's great. Ganondorf has some depth to him that I think makes him a really interesting villain.
Yeah,
Probably one of the more interesting of the Nintendo villains.
Bowser. I love Bowser.
You know, I've never been a huge Bowser guy.
You never like
He-
Bowser?
I like him. I just don't think he's the best.
DJ, I thought you liked Poe.
Yes, I like Jack Black. Thank you for the obligatory reference. You mentioned a lot of the Sonic characters I like Sonic, Tails, Shadow. I've always had a soft spot for Metal Sonic. He's awesome.
I love Sonic CD, but why Metal Sonic?
I mean, true. But like Sonic Heroes, Metal Sonic, peak. What I Made Of is such a great boss theme.
I'm not saying it's a bad choice, but like a little strange.
I think it's great. I mean, what do you have to say about that? The last Sonic game that we played together was Sonic and the Black Knight.
That game is goated though.
It's so goated. Remember when we had like meth or whatever? Oh, do you not remember that part?
Yeah, I honestly didn't know the story went on after that battle with Arthur.
Yeah, like it keeps going with a really bad fake credit scene. It just keeps going. Like I said, Ezio, Altair, Desmond, great choices. Also, I don't mean to backtrack, but in the film category, I'd be remiss if I didn't say Godzilla. That's my guy. But continue with video games. Jason Brody from Far Cry 3. Really fun protagonist. John Marston from Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 1 is my favorite game of all time, and John is a great protagonist. So I'd be remiss if I didn't put him in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, It's funny because on the Street Fighter side, I've always liked. I know Jacob doesn't dig Armika that much, but I don't get my wrestling representation often.
Yeah,
And Ken, I think Ken's cool, which is
I
even
love
funnier when
Ken.
because you mentioned Ryu and Sub-Zero. My favorites are Ken and Scorpion. What
I don't know. To me, Scorpion, he has a good story. Just I don't know. I like Sub-Zero more. I like Bihan more than him.
you like Noob Saibot?
No, I'm talking about Bihan when he was Sub-Zero, dude.
Ah, gotcha. What about Kuai Liang? Current
Liu Kang?
Sub-Zero.
Dude, what about Liu Kang, dude?
Liu Kang basic. Johnny Cage better.
But you know, you got to talk about the most well-written character, Raiden.
Oh, Raiden. I I actually do
Hey,
legitimately. Go ahead, Carl.
he said, do you remember the time Johnny Cage wanted to frack his own daughter?
That was wild. Time travel's crazy like that.
It was quirky, you know.
Yeah, Johnny Cage. Raiden, I actually do legitimately like Raiden. It's just what the heck, man. Why he's so dumb. Uh I find very I love a lot of Mortal Kombat characters. Aaron Black, because it's a cowboy, he's awesome. Ferrator was one of the coolest ones brought into MKX in my opinion. Despite how much people hate her, Devora, I think Devora is cool. It's a creepy cool. Melina, I think, has a really cool story behind her. Reptile is funny. So is Baraka. Let's see. Cabal. I really like Cabal. Cassie's fun. She was a lot more fun at MKX. Shao Kahn, he's based. He can say the N-word.
I
Suck a
guess.
jacks.
I don't fear you.
DJ, we're trying not to get this podcast canceled. We already had you do racist stuff 2 episodes ago.
I didn't know. I didn't
Man, how
know.
ignorant of you.
I guess I am ignorant. Yeah. Sub-Zero is also he's a classic. He's my main in MK1. And MK3 actually. The Cyber Ninjas, Cyrex and Sector, they're cool. I think
I
that
feel like
about
we should do another episode just about just about like our favorite video games, like and then why they're so good.
that would be a fun episode. I'm gonna round up fighting games by saying Saberwolf and
I like
Rip,
well
Rip
I
Torn.
like I like characters like Milia Zato and Kai Kisuke. A lot of I love a lot of the characters from Guilty Gear.
Mm-hmm.
They're interesting people.
Fulgore's another one from KI.
Yeah. I guess a lot of it is visual, but some of it is actually just the personality of the characters
Well, yeah,
and their backstories.
I very much agree with that. Trying to think if there's any more video game ones I want to bring up.
If you guys don't have any more, we could ask Karl.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm covering all the bases so I don't have to go back on.
You're not gonna have a brain fart at like 2 a.m. saying, I should have said this character.
Exactly. I already said Gengar. Rayquaza's cool. I always thought Rayquaza was cool. Hmm. I think I dare say I think that is about it when it comes to video game character. Oh yeah, Doom Guy. There we go.
Doom Guy is pretty cool.
All right, Carl, hit us with your best shot.
So I do like the character of Arthur Morgan. I've only played the second Red Dead Redemption, but I do like the character of Arthur. Arthur is a very fun character.
Based.
I like the character, how much you can control this character. I like the character of Commander Shepard.
Okay.
I do like the Sole Survivor, the Courier, and the Lone Survivor from Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
What about 76?
We're not going to talk
Country
about Fallout 76.
roads, take me home.
Okay,
To
dude,
no,
I
don't do
actually I
it,
just saw
don't do
this.
it.
What about Dead by Daylight characters?
Oh,
Eh, they were not really that interesting.
wait,
But
you've played Dead by Daylight, Carl?
first one, Jacob recommended it, and I put it in the gameplay thing.
Huh.
I
We should play
Uh,
sometime.
I don't remember recommending it, but okay.
I will say I definitely like. There's one thing. There's a character I missed. I do like Ezio, Connor. Surprisingly, I really like the character of Baya from Origins. He was a very
Bias is
interesting
good.
character.
Very
I I definitely felt his sadness from him accidentally being forced to kill his own child
That's
and
rough,
taking
buddy.
out his vengeance out on everyone. And then you get to kill Caesar, which is fun. I like killing Caesar.
That's rough, buddy.
Like I agree with Jacob. I like the Kings. The Kings were fun characters. So were the members of the people in the old Mormon fort. I don't remember their names now. Who were just there and I don't remember them. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any other ones.
Does Spider-Man count from Marvel's Spider-Man?
Well, you said Batman, so yeah.
I guess
Then
so. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I definitely like the Spider-Man telling, but the main pull with me, how much I do like the story, is the voice. I love the voice for him.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it, I am a big Gary stan. Let's think if there's any other ones I
I
can
mean,
think
if
of.
you ever play Persona 4, then Yosuke might be your favorite character because he's voiced by your Lowenthal.
Uh, I'm trying to think if there's any other ones I can think of. Desmond, I did forget to mention Desmond.
Mm-hmm.
He is fun. I do feel bad for him. He had to he had to stab his girlfriend,
And she was a traitor anyway.
She was working for
supposedly.
Abstergo.
Um, man, I think there's one more in my head, but he doesn't want to. How much it is a crappy game. The game sucks. It's only now getting a little bit better, but I would say I do like V from Cyberpunk 2077. The story of
You
V is
like
very
V?
interesting. V and Keanu Reeves,
Johnny Silverhand.
who gets
Wake
his
up,
own.
samurai. We got a city to burn.
Yep, that's all the characters I can think of.
Oh,
But
that made me remember. Thank you, Carl.
I don't know what I helped you remember, but you're welcome.
Max Payne. Max Payne is one of my favorite video game protagonists ever, and that made me remember him. Thank you, Carl.
You know who Max Payne reminds me of?
Who?
The Punisher.
Yeah, it very much is Punisher inspired.
Actually, just happened to be
A touch of
looking at
noir.
my YouTube. I did remember one other character that I really love, and his story is very interesting.
Sure, go.
Kratos, the god of war.
Kratos is fun. Kratos is a fun lad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Max Payne
and
go on.
last one I will mention that I just remembered was I do like Aloy from the Horizon games.
There you go. You got it out.
By the
Yeah,
way,
Max-
AJ,
Aloy? Yeah.
that thing Jacob mentioned about youth and remembering character at 2 a.m. That'll happen regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna happen regardless. But I remembered Max Payne, so I'm very glad about that. Also, Dead by Daylight Killers. My favorites personally, who aren't licensed ones, I already mentioned those. Although I could mention Pyramid Head when it comes to video game characters. Also Wesker, he's fun. But the Trapper, Hillbilly, Screw the Nurse, Spirit, Huntress, Oni, Trickster can go to heck and die in a heckin' fire.
I didn't know we censored ourselves here.
Now I'm trying my best here. I think that's the extent. Death Slinger's cool. And the Plague. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Any final mentions before we wrap up this episode?
No, not really. I guess this one final mention would be that he doesn't really have a name, but the soldier from Enter the Gungeon.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. But he's the character I made in that game. But
Karl?
I think I'm pretty much done, right?
I'm done. You, Karl?
Yeah, I am good.
And well, folks, that was a look at some of our favorite characters in all of fiction. This was a bit of a longer episode here, but it was a nice little discussion. A little something new, something fresh. And we hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be seeing you guys.
You might want to listen to this episode over like 2 days or something.
Probably. But we hope you guys enjoyed this, and we hope you guys enjoyed the next weekly roundup that'll be coming soon. And if that's it, on behalf of my friends, Karl.
Oh, okay, wait. Sorry, I just remembered one more.
Karl, you nincompoop. I was
Hey,
mid
just-
outro.
I know, but I wanted to also help with me screwing you up. One other one I'll mention is the main character from Mass Effect Andromeda. He was a fun character.
There we go. And you know what? I could very much agree that we did not have time to label all our favorite characters out there. That would have been possible.
It would
But
have taken way too long.
But we hope that it gave a good little bit of insight and some fun find some of our favorites. Now may I finish my outro?
Yes,
Sure.
you may.
All right. Well, in that case, on behalf of Karl
Audio.
and my friend Jacob,
See you guys later.
this is your favorite Southern Californian son signing off. Bye
Bye, y'all.
bye.
Bye, guys.